hit hard by MTV announcing that they are going to suspend production on their reality show. The reality show, it used to be called The Family Hustle. I think now it's called The Friends and Family Hustle. I don't know why they changed the name, but that's what it is. But we're going to talk about T.I. and Tiny. We're going to talk about MTV. We're going to talk about the Me Too movement. And we're going to talk about this thing that media isn't ever going to address, which is what should be the burden of proof before you decide you want to go ruin a black man's life. How much proof is needed? Is an accusation enough, or do you need a little bit more than that? So we're going to break all this down in an intelligent way. So get comfortable, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. So if you're not black and intelligent, you need to just go ahead and leave, because it'll make it easier on all of us if you would just step out with your dumb ass. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I hope you guys are doing well. I already told you my name, so I'm not going to keep repeating that. And I want to talk about T.I. and Tiny. T.I. is a guy who is a great rapper. He's very talented. He's been with his wife, Tiny, for a very long time. And right now, they're going through a little bit of a crisis. They're dealing with a crisis where they've been accused of some things that no one would ever want to be accused of. And MTV has just announced, as a result of these accusations, that they are semi-canceling T.I. and Tiny, maybe temporarily canceling them, not permanently. They haven't made any permanent announcements yet, but they have made a decision to suspend the production of their show, which I think is called The Friends and Family Hustle, but it used to be called The Family Hustle. Now I'm going to ask you guys a question. Give me a yes or no. Do you think that it makes sense for MTV to suspend production on the show? It sounds like they're doing it as a precautionary measure. What do you think? Yes or no? Do you think it's cool, or do you think it's uncool? Give me a yes or no, or put a cool or uncool. And I'm going to wait a second while you guys answer the question. Hold on. Okay, I'm seeing the responses. I see yeses. Okay, Zena Lee says yes. Okay, so yes if you think it makes sense. No if you think it doesn't. Valika says no. Harlem Queen Melanin says yes. Raphael says no. William says no. Leslie says no. CJ Johnson says yes. Okay, so it looks like we're getting yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no. Well, let me brief you guys on what they're accused of. T.I. and Tiny have been accused of basically running some sort of trafficking ring of women. It was stunning to kind of hear this, right? You know, this is a married couple. They got kids and everything. And it seemed like, Alicia and I, we got 3 kids in the house, and we ain't got time to be running no rings and all that stuff. And I definitely ain't doing no wife swapping with you, because ain't nobody going to touch my woman but me, you know. But apparently there are people alleging a lady by the name of Sabrina something. I'm not even going to say her name more than once, because she could be a clout chaser. I'm not saying that she is. I'm saying she could be a clout chaser. When you have clout, you attract clout chasers. They chase after you because they're chasing your clout. But Sabrina is saying some pretty damning things. And then what happened was apparently there became like a little chorus of women saying, yeah, they did me dirty. Yeah, they did me wrong. Yeah, they did this to me. They did that to me. And it's getting kind of heavy, kind of intense, to the point where you're kind of wondering what's really going on here. What's going on? Now, here's the thing. Again, I believe in this thing that people don't believe in anymore in America. This thing called evidence. I know that sounds crazy. I know it's radical to say that you actually have to prove something before you go destroy somebody's life. But I'm a little old fashioned, and I believe in this thing called evidence. And here's the problem. These allegations that have come out, which MTV is acting as if they're real. They're real allegations, but there's not any real proof that I have seen anywhere other than real allegations. A real allegation is not the same as real proof, right? A real allegation, because somebody really said it, doesn't mean that it really happened. It doesn't mean it didn't happen now, But when you make an accusation against a person, the burden of proof is on you. The burden of proof is on the accuser. The burden of proof is not on the accused. And the reason I'm a little bit interested in this, and I want to step up and just kind of speak out on this. I'm not speaking for T.I. or Tiny. I'm not speaking for Sabrina. I'm speaking for this thing called the truth. The reason I felt the need to speak up on this is because all accusations are not created equal, and all accused are not the same. All accusations are not created equal. All accusers and accusees are not the same. Now, what does that mean? Well, so MTV decides to suspend T.I. and Tiny's show, the Friends and Family Hustle. MTV decided to step in and make a preliminary suspension of the show. Now, I don't know if this is permanent or not. They have not stated. Based on this accusation. Okay, cool, fine. All right, yeah, you're corporate. I know how corporations think. I'm a finance professor, so I know how businesses and business owners and corporations kind of operate. They're very conservative, so that maybe they're suspending it just in case it's true. Okay, cool, got you. Makes sense. All right, period. All right, expeditiously. Let's get him out of here expeditiously because we don't want to catch none of these cooties because he's toxic now. Okay, got it. Well, there's another guy that was also accused of some pretty problematic and salacious stuff. Can anybody tell me, guess in the chat, whose name I'm about to mention when I talk about another prominent man who was accused of some pretty problematic things involving women? Let me give you a hint. I'm gonna give you a hint through music. Dum dum da dum dum da dum da dum da da dum. Da, 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 da. Anybody know what I'm talking about? There you go. Caprina, you win the prize. Caprina said Joe Biden. Absolutely, Joe Biden. And Glenda threw in another interesting name, Donald Trump. Joe Biden and Donald Trump both have been accused of highly inappropriate behavior involving women. In fact, during the whole election, there was this lady named Tara something. Somebody give me her last name. I don't have her last name in front of me. I want to say Tara Bennett, who was literally chasing down Joe Biden like a baby mama looking for the child support. And she was basically saying, me too, help me, y'all, me too. And nobody listened. Oh, Angeline, you're a smart lady. She threw in another name. I forgot about this one. Oh, Mr. Bill Clinton. Y'all know him. Remember him? He was the first black president. Anybody remember that? When y'all said he was the first black president, I mean, he wasn't the first black president. He was like the 38th white one or something, or 40th. I don't remember what number he was. I don't count. So anyway, so here's the deal. All accusers are not created equal. All accusations are not created equal, and all accusees are not created equal. And so the challenge that those who are going after T.I. have right now is that when you're stepping out there and you're making this sort of heavy accusation against T.I. and his wife, disrupting his family. I don't know if I feel sorry for T.I. and Tiny yet, because I don't know if they're guilty. I mean, for all I know, there could be some stuff popping off that I don't know anything about. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know things I don't know. But, one thing I do know, the only thing I know is that I feel sorry for the kids. I cannot imagine going to school and having, you're sitting in the playground and you're swinging on the swing set and you're 11 years old and somebody walks up and says, I heard that your mom and daddy be popping tricks and making money off young women. Right. And I think that would be very devastating. So they're probably going to need a lot of therapy. But then again, the kids are celebrities. They all kind of need therapy. And I imagine the trauma of having your parents in the media in such a crazy way is balanced by the fact that you get to say that I rode a private jet when I was 4 years old. So I guess the good and the bad kind of come together. Heaven and hell tend to come attached in the same package. So with that said, I think that what has to be brought into this conversation at the very least is a search for this thing called the truth. Here's the problem that the accusers have when it comes to trying to take down T.I. and Tiny or going after MTV and getting them to get squeamish and to walk away, because they succeeded. They made T.I. toxic. They made his family toxic. They made Tiny toxic because Tiny is standing by her man, which God forbid nobody does that anymore. Nobody. Well, who would stand next to a black man? My God, that's crazy, right? Nobody does that, right? So Tiny stands by her man. And T.I. is standing tall. He did a video where he pretty much gave his side of the story. I'm actually going to play this video because I think it's important to listen to a black man when he's talking, and a black women as well. And but they've succeeded. They've made them toxic enough that MTV has disrupted their life by suspending their show. Other people doing business with them have probably cut business ties just in case, because when you get accused, people just back away from you just because they think you might have done it, which creates an impossible task of actually proving that you did not commit a crime. I still don't know. I know I've seen people prove that themselves not guilty. I've seen people, prove that there's not enough evidence for a conviction, but I've never seen anybody really thoroughly be able to really prove that they were actually innocent. How do you, if someone accuses you of something and there's no evidence, how do you really prove that you didn't do it? What do you have to do? There is no way to do that. Right. So the question that has to be asked of those who are seeking to get T.I. and Tiny canceled because of whatever they claim that they were doing behind closed doors is, I think the question has to be asked is, okay, if there's this big line of victims, are there any police reports we can draw upon to kind of help base this accusation on? What evidence, maybe is there a videotape with somebody videotaping when these things were happening? Because you know how people do when they get freaky. I went to Atlanta one time, and I had to go to Atlanta strip club because I was the best man in a wedding, and I had to make sure that the groom was going to be okay. And it was a fascinating experience because I'm going to tell you that strip club culture in Atlanta is heavy. Ooh, Lord. I don't want no parts of it. Just so you know, black men, you got to be strategic. You get caught with a big butt and a smile. Next thing you know, you up here sitting next to Cardi B, and she done took you for all your money and got you raped by a tranny. Because Cardi used to do that, by the way. Cardi actually confessed to that, right? Nobody's canceling Cardi B. Nobody's canceling Cardi B, who publicly confessed to drugging men and getting them raped. But then again, if Cardi B's not a black man, if Cardi B were a black man and she said the same thing, she would probably be in jail right now. They would be doing documentaries called Surviving Cardi B. Give me a yes or no if you understand where I'm coming from. Give me a yes or no if you can see the double standard. And also, give me a yes or no if you understand this. Those of you who study people like Dr. Claude Anderson know that there is a long-held history in America of assuming that the black man is the criminal. The black man is the only person on this planet who is guilty because he got up out of bed that morning. The black man has always historically been the easiest person to accuse of a crime if you ever want to get somebody to not pay attention to your bullshit. Like if you done did some dirt, all you got to do is say a black man did it, and people will go look at the black man. Now, here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma, though, right? Because I'm a guy that believes in these things called truth and fairness and freedom. And the dilemma that you have is that you have some black men that are not good people. We know this, right? We got some men in our community that just need to be thrown in the garbage and kicked in the ass because they ain't doing nothing good for nobody but themselves. And those men I'm not speaking for on any level, ever. But what I will say is I know a lot of good brothers who didn't do nothing. Just maybe they broke a lady's heart because she thought that she was supposed to marry him and he didn't want to marry her, and even did it gently, but yet were accused of things that they did not do, and everybody assumed that it was true because he was a black male. Now, I know what the world is going to do. The whole world is going to just assume that where there's smoke, there's fire. The whole world is going to assume, okay, T.I.'s a black man. When a black man's accused, the black man must have did it, right? You got millions of people that are going to do that. So what I'm asking you to do is to not be a sheep. I'm not asking you to say that T.I. and his wife must be innocent just because T.I. is a great rapper. Who gives a damn about how good of a rapper he is? I think he's one of the best rappers since Tupac Shakur, but that's not the issue now. You don't let people off the hook just because they know how to flow or they know how to bust a rhyme. Like, that's not a reason to let somebody get away with an egregious crime. However, at the same time, you must take the time to kind of say, hold up, man. Hold up. What's the standard? That's the question I ask. When it comes to T.I. and Tiny, my question is, what is the standard? Is there a standard? Or are there no standards? Are there no standards when it comes to accusing a black man? Like, literally, no burden of proof, no evidence required, no key witnesses, no court testimony, no police reports, no money trail, no paper trail, no nothing. And you just go up here and say a black man did it, and all of a sudden you get to make the whole world bend on its axis. You need to get out of here with that nonsense, because that's stupid. That is ignorant, and it's horribly racist. It is incredibly racist to even fall for any of that nonsense. And I also would like to know, when the Me Too movement is jumping all over this and jumping all over MTV, also, you should be jumping all over the White House. Y'all should be storming the White House then, because Joe Biden had that lady, Tara Bennett, I think that's her name, who was chasing him down, basically saying that man did things to me that I cannot repeat on TV. And I don't even think she was the only one. But you're not storming the White House, but you're trying to go storm T.I. and Tiny's house. Get out of here with that double standard. Y'all look stupid right now. Stupid. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to share the screen real quick because I want you to see this video that T.I. made where he basically is giving his side of the story. I'm not here to tell you if you think he's guilty or innocent. I don't know if he or his wife did any of this. I just know that allegations like this are very serious. And the more serious the accusation, the higher the burden of proof needs to be, because you don't want to persecute the wrong people. So here's T.I.'s side of the story. I'm going to let y'all hear him. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you can hear this video.
Hey, so as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations that's been tossed around about me and my wife. But it's a reason for that. I don't mind sharing it. You see, if a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, they have no right. The best thing they can do is get you for a defamation suit, drag you in court, make you pay their legal bills. We get you in court. Now, I mean, at this point, man, this is the point where that don't even matter to me no more, okay? But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation. Then they drag you in court, get you under oath and all that. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you did. You know what I mean? And that's just an unfortunate place that our society has made it to. But I want to be clear about one thing. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Women, black women in particular, should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted. However, evil has no gender. People with evil intentions have no gender. A threat comes in all shapes and sizes. I would never treat a woman the same way I would treat a threat. All right? So I think that has to be distinguished. First and foremost, I want to say my wife is a beautiful person with an amazing spirit and a kind heart. She's a devoted mother, and she has a humble soul. She don't deserve it. She don't deserve it. Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drug nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything. Well, sexually trafficked anything. I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody. Also, I'm gonna tell you what's factual. Tell you what's factual. There have been fake stories put up that blog sites anonymously sent to this person. Blog sites anonymously sent fake stories to this person, and the person posted it as though it was a victim, that they were sure that it was a victim and it had been victimized. And what this does is it dismantles the mechanism that women have created for themselves. You can't weaponize something with baseless claims. These are not stories of actual events. They're not. And I have proof of that. And that's why I said it. I have proof of that. I have proof of people who have gone on live with this person and they later said, man, I just wanted some clout. That's why I can't believe they actually posted this shit. I just wanted some clout. So this is what we're dealing with, man. This is what we're dealing with. And also, I pose you a question. How you going to be a victim and an attacker at the same time? How are you being victimized if you are violently attacking someone? Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. They deserve to feel comfortable and confident. They deserve to feel supported. And that's supposed to get them to a place where they can show their face and say, this is what happened to me. This is who did it. And so the necessary steps can follow. This is not that. This is not that. I also want you to know it's evil at play. I'm talking about evil. I'm talking like, evil. And there's been a history. We've had a history in dealing with the particular individual in question. We've had a history of it, man. Had a history of it. And there is a record of pattern behavior like this. A history of harassment. Not, I'm talking about, listen, this is not my opinion. I'm just saying what's on record. A history of violence on record. And we can't just, weaponize social media to take down people who have families and who communities depend on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about who have done everything that they can to uplift and help to evolve our communities. We can't tear our people down like that. And this has taught me a lot. But one thing I know, man, I will not be bullied. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed. And and the truth will be revealed, man. But until then, man, hey, listen, man, any woman out there who's going through things, who have gone through things, you have a story, and you should come forward. You should, but don't lie, because that tear the whole vehicle down. Don't lie. Don't lie. The truth is what needs to be heard. The truth. And I can deal with the truth all day. But at some point, man, it has to be some sort of, it got to be something that happens if you come and make baseless claims that are false about somebody that have a negative impact on them, their livelihood, or their freedom. Something got to be done about that. But I was built for this. I was born to be in this position. I was born to be in this position, to face pressure and sit in the fire so it benefits others in the future. I was born to be in a position. God put me here for this. So whatever evil has been conjured up to come against me, no weapon form against me shall prosper. But man, I got a lot of love for everybody who's been calling me and who's been in support of me and my wife. Shit, man. We'll be back to doing us, man, sooner than later. You dig what I'm saying? Love and respect.
All right. So in one word or two words, give me your thoughts on what you thought about what T.I. had to say. Give me a couple of words, one or two words to describe how you felt about what he had to say. Okay, Bernadine likes what he had to say. Let's see here. Adi says, no, he was lying when he avoided what was said. Born Atlanta all day. Woody Allen still playing though. All right. No, it's true. Okay. Preach brother from Jason. Daniel says desperation. Ashley says full of it. Okay. Battlefield says lies. Edomite says sounds guilty. Okay. I'm seeing, wow, interesting. Too much information. Lisa says sincere. Let's see here. I see Khalil says play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oliver, sorry, is that Oliver or Oliver says fighting for his life. Interesting. Okay. All right. So let me give you a breakdown of what I saw. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way, whatever platform you're on, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, share everything. We're building Black media, so we really, really need you guys to help us on this. We need Black-owned media, and it's times like this where we need Black-owned media, not so that we can just show unfair bias toward people, but so that we can make sure that truth gets out there. You guys know, if you've been listening long enough, you know I'm a big believer in truth and freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So here are a few things I picked up when I was listening to T.I. One thing he said, the first word that he said that probably impacted me the most was I'm actually going to focus on 4 words: record, weaponized, threat, and credibility. Record, weaponized, threat, and credibility. So he talked about things being on record. He said it's on record that she has a history of violence. It's on record that she's been harassing us. It's on record that she's been doing these terrible things to my family. Now, I want to see those records. I'd like to see those records. And I think that what shows you how the world is upside down for the Black man is that the Black man is the only human being on the planet where when you accuse us of something, we have to go pull out records to defend ourselves, and you ain't got to pull out no records to toss out a false accusation. Again, I'm not saying this is true or not true. I'm saying I haven't seen any evidence, and I find it fascinating that he's literally having to go to records to prove his innocence, but she's not having to go to any records or any documentation to prove guilt. The legal system ain't supposed to work that way. Any lawyer will tell you that in America, the court system is supposed to be designed in such a way that they would let 1,000 guilty people go free just to avoid sending one innocent man to prison. Did y'all know that? How many of y'all knew that? Give me a yes or no if you knew that. That literally the way it's supposed to be, the burden of proof is supposed to be on the accuser, because what you're accusing that person of can get them sent to prison for a long time. So I'm sitting here just asking, where's the records? Where's the beef? Back in the day, the lady had the Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? I want to see that. I don't want to see it in the court of Instagram, because Instagram posts can be faked. I don't want to hear from just a bunch of internet trolls who just say, oh, well, I was a victim too. I was a victim too. People like that don't understand what the pressure must feel like to be a celebrity in that space. Because when you're in that space and you're a celebrity and one person piles on, everybody piles on, especially if they know they can get paid. When Bill Cosby, and only God knows what Cosby did in his life. I'm not here to defend Bill Cosby as an innocent man on any level. I'm simply here to say that you can't tell me, I would bet every nickel in my bank account that some of the people that jumped in that lawsuit against Bill Cosby and to get paid were people who needed the money, who said, let me make up a story. I had sex with him in 1974. I might as well throw myself in there, because there are no standards. Seriously, tell me if you understand what I'm saying. Tell me if you agree that I can make that statement and not try to convince you that Bill Cosby is innocent. I'm not trying to convince you of that. What I'm trying to convince you of is that when it comes to accusing the Black man, the standard is non-existent. There is no standard. There is no burden of proof that must be met. So T.I. is talking about records. I got records of her pattern of behavior, records of her violence, records of this, records of that. You ain't supposed to be the one having to pull out the damn records. It's supposed to be the accuser pulling out the records. She ain't got no records. All she got is an Instagram account. Well, he did this. How do we know that this isn't a situation where y'all was all getting down doing some whatever grown folks do when they go into the bedroom alone? How do we know that y'all wasn't all just getting down on some old freaky shit and you just got mad because the check stopped coming in? I'm not saying this is the case. I'm saying that it happens. It happens where you have an agreement with somebody. You have an arrangement. things are going good. And then while the checks are coming in, y'all buddies, oh, this is my child's godfather. Oh, and guess what? I know T.I. He's a friend of mine. I can get him on the phone for you. Oh, I can get him to come to the kids' softball game. Oh, I can get him to make a donation to the charity. And then all of a sudden, T.I. and Tiny cut you off. Now suddenly you become a victim. Well, I'm a kind of person who says, okay, I'm not going to doubt that you could be a victim because, because people that are popular, there are famous people that victimize other people. I mean, Cardi B confessed online to millions of people that she used to drug men and get them raped. So we know that you can be victimized by a celebrity. So that's cool. So let's try to figure out how we can make sure that you're separate, that you are a pure victim and separated from the opportunists, all of whom are attracted to celebrities when they come into the building. So show me, you say that you're in this victim space. Okay, cool. Show me some documentation. Show me some evidence. Show me some police reports. Show me a trail. Show me something. Let's go back 2 years. I see this quote here where 2 years ago, when someone was attacking T.I. and Tiny, you went on YouTube to publicly defend them, and you said that he was one of your best friends and that he babysits your kids. So how did we go from he's your best buddy and used to hang out with your children to suddenly he's a predator who was victimizing me for the last 5 years? I don't really give a damn if you think I'm sexist for asking the question. That's just your defense mechanism because I'm one of the few men who's bold enough to call you on your bullshit. Seriously, a man asking a legitimate question that deserves a legitimate answer is not a sexist just because he doesn't fall for stupid slogans like believe all women. Believe all women, BAW. That translates to me as bow wow 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 wow. Shut up. Shut up. Stop that. How about we believe all facts? How about we believe all evidence? Bae, how about we believe all victims? But in order to believe the victim, we need to know that you are a victim and not a predator. The second word T.I. used in his commentary, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. We need your support on this black media because you know they're going to come after me for being honest, but I can't help it. I can't stand lies. I can't stand nonsense. I'm not saying this lady's lying. I'm just trying to say I need there to be a standard. Here you go. Let me back up. Let me rewind. I'm not calling her a liar. I'm saying that there needs to be a standard. Can we at least agree? Give me a yes in the chat. Please give me a yes in the chat on this. I need your support on this. Can we at least agree that there needs to be a standard? You can't just go say some stuff and think it's going to be true just because you said it. Come on, man. You're taking some of people's lives right now. So here's the second word T.I. used that fits into what I'm talking about. He talked about weaponized. He used the word weaponized. See, T.I.'s interesting, right? He has that country twang and he kind of cuts his words off like, yep. He talks like that, right? I think it's funny, but that's what makes him a great rapper. He's a brilliant rapper, and I listen to his lyrics very carefully, and I know he's a brilliant man. His IQ is higher than the average bear, and he used the word weaponized, and that was an appropriate word to use when you talk about people who abuse social movements for their own selfish purposes. Weaponization. Let me give you an example of the weaponization of the Me Too movement. I think about this lady named Omarosa. Give me a yes or no if you remember Omarosa. Omarosa used to kick it with Donald Trump. Omarosa was Donald Trump's, little black lady that he carried around to prove that he couldn't possibly be racist because he had this black lady around. I don't know what their personal relationship was, but I know that she was next to him for years, defended him for years, was his buddy for years. And then suddenly something goes wrong. I don't know if the checks stopped coming in. I have no idea, but suddenly Omarosa leaves the White House and she's furious and she's trying to get back in and they won't let her in. And then suddenly she's like, I'm going to go write a tell-all book. I'm going to go tell everybody what kind of a terrible person you are. I'm going to go tell everybody that you're a predator. Well, people knew Donald Trump was a bastard. Like they've always known that. But people want to ask you, why did you spend 10 years sitting right next to a bastard? And why suddenly now you're trying to weaponize your role or your positioning as a woman and as a black woman at that? You're weaponizing legitimate racism and sexism so you can settle a one-dimensional, one-on-one agenda that you have against a guy who stopped writing checks to you. That's what it is. You're basically using legitimate activism to help you go get an extra bag of money. That's what you're trying to do. No. So the weaponization of social movements happens all the time, and I want you to kind of just look out for that. The third word he used that really got my attention, he talked about threat. He said, threats come in all shapes and sizes. He said, and I would not treat a threat like a woman. I would not treat. So when I heard the word threat, you know what word I heard? I heard predator. And one of the things that I hope that you can understand, that's why I tell you, this is a platform for intelligent Black people. You got to have a brain to come into this space because I'm going to challenge your thinking. So when I hear the word threat, I hear the word predator. And one of the things that we seem to have forgotten is that predatory behavior is not restricted to men. He said, evil comes in all forms. What he's trying to say is that you have women that can be predators just like men. Think about this. You believe in equality in every other area. Women are as smart as men. Women can work just like men. Women can hoe around just like men. Well, why can't women be predators just like men? Why is it suddenly impossible for you to believe that there might be predators who happen to have vaginas between their legs? Is it a requirement that every predator must own a penis? Give me a yes or no if you think that's true. It is not true. It is not true. Cardi B did the world a favor when she made her public confession about drugging men, innocent, unsuspecting men who were just looking to have a good time, who unfortunately fell for a big button and smile. They just trying to hang out, put some money in your pocket, go get it in. Next thing you know, they're waking up butt naked in the middle of the hallway with all their money gone, and they got a pain in their butthole because somebody's been ramming away on them all night, and then they got to go home in silence, and they can't go to a rape counselor or to the police because the police gonna laugh at them. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed, they're traumatized, but nobody cares because, oh, that's right, they're Black men, so Black men deserve whatever they get. Get out of here, you stupid racist. You ain't got to be white to be a racist against Black people. You got a lot of Black racists out here. You got a lot of Black white supremacists. Y'all can feel the pain all day of a white person. When somebody tell you about a white woman who went through something tragic, y'all cry for her and everything else. They tell you about an immigrant who got separated from his parents, on the way across the border. You'll talk about that all week. But you cannot have any empathy whatsoever for what Black men go through. And I'm trying to speak to those who actually can. I'm trying to speak to those who actually give a damn. The last thing that he mentioned was he talked about credibility. He brought up that issue, or credibility came into my mind. I don't know if he specifically used the word credibility, but that kind of came up. And one of the things I thought was really interesting is that I see a lot of people whom could see the accusation against T.I. and Tiny, and they instantly believe the accusation. Like they believe the accusation like clockwork, like, oh yeah, she said it, so it must be true. Okay. Well, what's fascinating is the same people who can easily believe an accusation have a very hard time believing T.I.'s denial. Now, so if we're just making up things out of thin air, like if we're just manifesting reality with our words, like yesterday you put the banana in my tailpipe and took my $200. Like if I can just say that and make it true just because I said it, then why is it that somehow her accusation has more credibility to you than T.I.'s denial? Why is it that when she's speaking, it's like, oh yeah, she must be telling the truth. You're such a hero. Thank you for being so honest. We're so glad you brought this up. But then when he comes back and says, no, I didn't do that shit. It's like, oh no, you lying. Oh, that's not true. Look, we're going to suspend your show. We're going to take your money. We're going to cancel you. Get out of here, man. Seriously. If you're going to believe her accusation, then you should believe his denial. Honestly, I don't know what to believe. I just want to make it clear. If you want to know where I stand on this, I don't know what to believe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this couple's guilty, because it does make sense. It's like, well, why would y'all be? I mean, y'all are rich and famous. Like y'all really, yeah, you got to rape people. Yeah, I got to. But then again, sometimes people have mental illnesses. Sometimes they get tired of the free stuff, so they got to go take it. Some people actually have that weird fantasy where they're like, we got to take it. If we take it, then we'll feel better. I don't know. I can't explain all that. I'm not a therapist. But what I am saying is that there needs to be a standard. That's my key point that I'm making in this whole conversation. And this is the key takeaway. And I want to ask you, whether you agree with me or not, whether you think they're innocent or not, whether you think this girl's making it up or not, I need you to walk away with one key idea. There needs to be a standard before you go ruining somebody's life. Can we at least agree on that? If you agree with me and you can at least hear what I'm saying, you ain't got to agree. Well, you don't have to agree with everything. Just agree with me that there should be a standard. Please type the word standard in the chat. Standard. That is our word for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's the word standard. What is the standard of proof necessary before you can ruin a person's life? And once we choose that standard, then at that point, the rest is on them. I do not at any point take the responsibility for whatever private life T.I. and Tiny might have. For all I know, they could be having sex with baby chinchillas. I have no idea what they do in the bedroom. I do not care. But what I am saying is that if you don't have a standard of proof, then people are going to take advantage of you and play you like boo-boo the fool as they run and pursue their personal agenda at your expense. So do not be played for a sucker. At least make sure you know that there should be a standard. It's up to you to decide what that standard is going to be. Well, I got to get out of here, everybody. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Also, Your Black World TV. That's where we do it all the time. And also the allblackagenda.com. That is where we have lots of tools for you to build strong families and strong communities. The $5 a day investing plan is free. It is on the allblackagenda.com. So go to that URL. There are resources there for you for free that can make your life great. T.I. and Tiny live a stellar, wonderful life. I met T.I. when I was in Ghana this past winter. He seemed like a nice guy. I don't know him that well, but he seemed pretty cool when I met him. But you know what? I'm not so worried about how T.I. and Tiny are living. I want you to be living your best life. So make sure that you're educating your family, taking care of your children, and doing right things by your own life. And also for you black men, let me just tell you, be careful out here. Don't go trusting a big butt and a smile. Don't go letting any woman into your life just because she's cute, because you have predators in all shapes and sizes. Same thing is true for ladies. Vet people before they come into your space. So I'd be curious to know how well vetted this person was. If it turned out that this person was telling a little bit of a lie, are people vetted before they get allowed into this space? But then again, I'm not here to judge. That's on them. All right. So have a good night, everybody. It was good talking to you. Thank you for listening. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out. I'm out of here. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr.